I had one friend who attempted to take her own life with sleeping medications. And she called me while she was trying to stay awake. And I did everything I could to try and reach out to her mom and to the first responders to get her help, which back in the late 90s was kind of difficult because we didn't have cell phones then. And I was terrified to hang up with her because I was afraid when I called back, she would not answer. But I was able to get her help. And she went to the hospital and got her stomach pumped, and she's fine. But what I remember most about the whole ordeal was what her mom said to me. Her mom's response to me was, "How could you let her do this?" And that haunted me, that she was telling me I was responsible for her daughter, for my best friend, who turned out not to be my best friend after this whole event happened because she thought that I betrayed her. And I have not talked to her in years. Fast forward to hearing the news about my sister. Fast forward to having a teenage son of my own. I believe that we should have judgment-free zones and safe places to let our children and family and friends express themselves without fear of repercussions or judgment. This is something that I wish I had as a teenager. I had not attempted suicide, but I was fighting my own demons with trying to identify who I was. Some of those demons are still around, but it gets better every day. As I learned that I do not need to be held hostage by what I was told by emotionally unstable people in my past. And yes, I do mean my stepfather. It was not my intention to cry about this, but that's okay too. And daggone it, my mom turned the recorder on. Of course she did. See, this is her way of getting back at me for joking about finding a photo of her when she went around as Gypsy Jackie. Which I do have the photo, but I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to share it. Being able to hold space for somebody to express their thoughts or their feelings is very important. Not only for the person who is expressing them, but for the person who is just being that comforting presence by their side. That's one of the things that we teach with the Suicide Prevention Society and the Advocate Training Program. Being able to hold space for yourself and for others. Just as our first speaker today, Lee, had mentioned about just being there for somebody who is going through grief. Just being there for somebody who's having a bad day. Just being there for somebody who is dealing with grief, whether it be grief of life or grief of losing their job. Heaven knows, going from a corporate job to being told, "Oh, sorry, we are dissolving your position," is another type of grief, another type of trauma, another scary story. My hope for the world is that everyone can take a break from their own scary stuff and be present for friends, family members, or even a stranger who just needs somebody to be that calming presence and listen, because that tiny bit of kindness is what I believe will change the world. And I know my mom is back, hiding behind the camera. Because I don't think it would take her that long to get a cup of water or hot water.